it's Ashley from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and today I'm going to be doing a haul video, and I really haven't done a whole lot of these, but I have a few that are coming up that I think you guys will really enjoy. And so today is kind of like a thrift haul. I didn't actually go to a thrift store to buy these things. My friend was just clearing out her bakery, and I feel like as a cake decorator, you often change up the way that you do things, and so she's just not as into cutting things out. She prefers to use her X-Acto knife instead, but I am still very much in the cutting things out life. So I said I will take them off your hands. And I have a whole bunch of other things too. There's some fondant molds that I have here and some chocolate molds. The bakery doesn't do a whole lot of chocolate work, so I have a lot of fun things to show you guys. So I'm going to be speeding over a lot of the organizational parts, and then I'm going to be explaining how I'm actually organizing these things and how I am choosing these things. So let's get into it. I think this is just so bakery of my friend to give me everything in bakery boxes. I love it. I'm so excited to go through this stuff. Now, the way that I'm kind of doing this is I'm kind of just sifting through and seeing what I already have. And since we all kind of live in the same area, we're going to be going to the same cake suppliers. So there are a lot of doubles. In the beginning, fun fact, we used to actually borrow from my own personal collection for the bakery itself. And I guess somewhere along the way, she decided to buy her own copies of things. So all of these ones here I am going to keep. I'm going to show you some of my favorite ones. I'm just going to organize them a little bit better, and then I will get right back to you. Right now, I'm just making sure to put all of the nesting cutters together. If you don't know what nesting cutters are, they're basically cutters that are all the exact same. They're all the same thing. They're just different sizes. Now, truthfully, I prefer metal cutters, but these plastic ones will do too. So I think this video would be like 7 years long if I go over every single cutter that I've decided to keep, but I'm going to show you guys the ones that are my favorites or the ones that I deem as most useful and how I actually kind of filter through and see which ones I'm going to use. Because there's a lot of ones that were either duplicates that I just kind of put to the side, or I actually just decided that it's not something I'm going to use. So first off, I'm going to start with the ones that are really, really basic, that for some reason I don't already have these types of things and I find myself needing these things, but because they're so basic, I just haven't bought them because I feel like if I'm going to spend money, I want to do something that's really, really fun and, you know. So sometimes you get into that trap of buying really fun stuff instead of the stuff that you're actually going to need and utilize at your bakery often. So one of those things being this right here. Having a bunch of different cutters that are different sizes but are the same shape is really, really imperative. And I know for myself, I love to do a lot of like simple flowers or plaques or things like that. And when I was making cakes, this was really, really popular. I should say when I was making cakes for business, stuff like this was really, really popular to, you know, just put lots of different flowers on there, and then also to have a plaque that had the same shape. So I myself, I'm going to find this really, really useful. Another great thing about this too is you can stack them as well, so you can create really simple flowers using this. This is another set that, again, super basic, but something that I didn't have along with this too. And you might be wondering why I'm keeping both squares. Well, sometimes, like if it's a cookie, I need a sharper cut. So that's why I am going to keep the metal version, but that's why I also have all of the different sizes of the plastic version too. I'd say that these ones go really, really well together, and I was actually looking at doing a flamingo and a pineapple kind of tropical theme, so these have come at a really, really great time. Again, these things are kind of more novelty. It's not something that I know for sure I'm going to use, but something that I think is really fun. If you've never seen things like these are patchwork cutter sets, and they're actually going to help you cut out silhouettes really, really easily out of fondant. And I actually don't own anything like this because I guess, as my friend said, a lot of stuff that we do is done using an X-Acto knife, but this is like a lifesaver for when you need a bunch of things, and I believe these are singing and dancing people, and if you need that and you need something that's perfect, these are the way to go. Another thing that I can see myself using over and over and over again. If you've seen my channel, this should come as no shock to you. But these petal cutters, yay, so fun. I think that these are definitely going to be used over and over. I already use my Wilton set a lot. These are really good quality. Like these are solid. So they're gonna do really, really well in my collection. This one right here is another one that I know I'm for sure going to end up using. The reason that I haven't utilized this or found a need for this is I have the mini version of this, but so often I am looking for the big version, especially if I'm doing like a fun engagement cake or something. This is really going to help make the difference. Or if I'm doing a bunch of engagement cookies. Now, I thought I already had a humongous cookie cutter collection, but it turns out there are still more cookie cutters that I do not own, and I'm so excited to use a lot of these. So this next box was a little bit smaller, but it was just as exciting. Now, I will say, please excuse me for the fact that a lot of this stuff has cornstarch on it. Don't worry, I am going to clean it again. So I'm just gonna be showing you the things that I am keeping. And I'm actually keeping quite a few of these things. It's a lot of impression mats. And if you don't know what an impression mat is, it's basically a mat that you press into your fondant and then it makes an impression. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is this. I am so excited to be gifted these things. These are great. You guys know how much I love working with florals and how much I love doing things like this. So now I have more than just the one Vayner that I have. And if you guys have seen my video about ones that I think are useless that you shouldn't have, it's that one because it's so particular. It only can do one particular thing. So now I've got these three, which can do different things. I also love this. This is great. I do a lot of airbrushing now, so I am going to be using this for sure. I believe this one is a little bit nostalgic for me. I'll see if I can insert a picture here. But this one was for my son, I believe. It didn't actually get used, but I think this was for the intention of having my son's baby shower cookies done up this way. If you don't know what this is a lace mat. And in order to do this, you need to use sugar lace. And I've actually never done that before. So this will be a really fun video. Here are all of my impression mats. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna end up using. I'm gonna see, I'm gonna kind of hold on to them for about 6 months, I think, and see how many I really do use. And we'll see, but I think, for example, this one is very, very useful. I mean, I've shown you guys how to do wood grain before, but this is like easy, done in one go. I also have these molds here, fantastic. You can use them for chocolate, mousses, whatever. Again, excuse that they're a little dirty. Ton of chocolate molds here. Like this one, hello, so cute. I don't know why I don't have a mermaid mold already, but yeah, I've got lots of under the sea stuff, these cute little mustaches. So lots of cute things there. And yeah, so that was what was in that box. Now, if you've watched my channel, you might be thinking, hey, you don't do a whole lot of chocolate work. Why are you holding on to those things? Also, I will use them for things like cake pops, and I will also put fondant in them too. Would I prefer using the more flexible mats? Of course, but being gifted this stuff is super cool. So I'm going to try it out, see how I like it. I was also given these two things too. And when I used to work at the shop that my friend owns, we always used to call this the Rolly tool, but not the Rolly Cutty, because the Rolly Cutty actually cuts things. This is a really great impression one. And if you've seen me do quilted cakes, you've seen me use my bench scraper, which is not my first choice. This is my first choice. Why didn't I purchase one before? I don't know, but I'm so glad I didn't, because here it is. Since I don't have to wash these ribbons or anything, I'm trying to organize them so that when I bring them downstairs into the craft room, it's going to be a lot easier. I am so excited because my ribbon portion of my craft room was looking a little meager, but now it's going to be full. Okay, this is gonna sound really strange, but I think this was one of my favorite boxes that I opened. And it's just a bunch of ribbons, but usually I am so restricted by the ribbon type that I have on hand. I do put them on bottoms of cakes, but I'm more so thinking about, you know, tying up meringue pops and cake pops and boxes and making things really, really beautiful. And I'm just gonna show you a few of my favorites, but I will show you the whole ribbon thing that I have going on now, but I'm just gonna pick out some of my favorites right now. So I absolutely love, love, love this one. So, so cute. If you guys have ever made a frozen cake and maybe they just didn't have a really big budget, but they still wanted that frozen look. I mean, if you did a simple white messy ice cake with some snowflakes on there made out of fondant and you added on this ribbon, how cute would that be? It just kind of brings the cake together without, you know, people having to blow the budget. I also really love this. This should come as no surprise though. I mean, I've featured this type of a ribbon on my cakes before. Now, a lot of you guys ask me, do you put ribbon like on real cakes? You know, we did it all the time. Obviously now I more so do it to fake cakes. I also really, really love this one. It's so squishy and flannelly, and how adorable would this look wrapped around some Christmas cookies or something like that? I roughly organize that by thickness and ribbon type and texture. And now I get to open up the final box, which has a lot of different things in there that I actually didn't even know were in there. So it's kind of like looking through a treasure over and over again. So I had another box of cutters that was given to me, and this was full of like little cutters and also some fonts. And fonts are something that I often stay away from writing on my cakes just because when I'm showing you guys things, I'm not really often making it for somebody, I'm just making it. So that's my thought on it. Also, I'm not a huge fan of writing on the cake, but I know that like if you're working in the custom cake world, this is what people want. People want names on cakes, and this is so fun. It is Disney font, which is fantastic. Like, check that out. That is gonna be so fun to use. You guys know, I love making Disney cakes. I love everything Disney. I am a Disney fanatic. So this is gonna be so fun to show you guys what I do with that. And I've got a whole bunch of other really beautiful things that I love. I love the shape of this. I've got lots of butterflies, but this shape is really, really beautiful. Surprisingly, I didn't have a zero shape. And there's all these really cute and adorable little cutters here. I love them. Now, you know, when you do things like a cactus cake, for example, easy peasy, put it on there. So at the end of cleaning that all out, this is what I have left. I still got a lot of cutters. A lot of these are doubles or things that I just know that I'm not going to use. So I am going to gift this to some people in my life that I know are getting into baking or cake decorating and don't have anything, and I'm going to give these away. I still have lots more to show you though with what I do with this haul. So of course, as you guys saw, there was a lot of cornstarch, a lot of stuff on there. So I'm going to give that a good clean, and then I'm going to do a separate video on showing you how I organize this and how I incorporate it into the organization that I've already set. I went out to IKEA yesterday and I stocked up on so much more shelving. I'm increasing my pegboard downstairs in the craft room to accommodate all of that ribbon. So look out for that video where I show you guys how I'm gonna organize all of my new stuff. And I hope that you guys see some of that stuff that's going to be used in my videos in the near future. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye.